Hello everyone, welcome to Historically Accurate. The Mid-Autumn Festival is coming soon. If you don't know much about this festival, if you have been invited by a Chinese friend to celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival but don't know how to prepare for it, or if you want to show your Chinese friend that you know more about the Mid-Autumn Festival than he or she does, then you would definitely benefit from watching this video. Without further ado, let's get started. The Mid-Autumn Festival falls on the 15th of August of the lunar calendar every year. It is one of the 4 traditional Chinese festivals, the other 3 being the Spring Festival, the Qingming Festival, and the Dragon Boat Festival. The Mid-Autumn is about as important as Thanksgiving. Because the lunar calendar and the Gregorian calendar are different, the Mid-Autumn Festival falls on different dates in the Gregorian calendar every year. For example, it falls on September the 10th this year, fell on September the 21st in 2021, and fell on October the 1st in 2020. The 15th of each month in the lunar calendar is when the moon is full, so the moon is bright and full on the day of the Mid-Autumn Festival. The Mid-Autumn Festival originated from the ancient Chinese worship of the moon and became a national festival during the Tang Dynasty. The literati of the Tang Dynasty liked to write poems on the theme of the moon while admiring the moon during the festival. Ancient Chinese myths related to the moon were also written in the poems, adding a romantic touch to the festival. Here is a Tang poem about the Mid-Autumn Festival. If you can recite it to your Chinese friends during the festival, their jaws will drop. 望月怀远 Watch the moon and miss the distant family. 海上生明月 天涯共此时 情人怨遥夜 竟夕起相思 灭烛怜光满 披衣觉露滋 不堪盈手赠 还请孟佳期 If you can tell that its poet was a prime minister named Zhang Jiuling in the Tang Dynasty, then your Chinese friend's jaws may never fit back in. If you can also tell that the poem was about the poet missing his distant relatives, your Chinese friend's eyeballs may also fall out. Since the Ming Dynasty, eating mooncakes has gradually become an important custom for the Mid-Autumn Festival, and this custom has continued until today. Mooncakes are usually made in a round shape, which resembles the moon and has the meaning of reunion. Every year, I go to the Chinese supermarket to buy mooncakes for the Mid-Autumn Festival. The mooncakes in Chinese supermarkets are usually Cantonese style. If you want to buy mooncakes as gifts, it is a safe choice to buy mooncakes with egg yolk and lotus seed paste filling. But it's best not to buy 5-kernel mooncakes. As to why, I'll talk about it later. I'm from Yunnan province and love Yunnan-style ham mooncakes. Yunnan-style ham mooncakes feature Yunnan ham with honey, sugar, and lard for the filling. After being baked in the microwave for 30 seconds, the filling becomes a bit burnt and fragrant, and is very delicious. It's a pity that I have never seen any Yunnan-style ham mooncakes sold in Canada. But the other day, I found ham mooncakes in a Chinese supermarket. They were sold for an outrageous price of 12.99 Canadian dollars a piece. But in order to eat the taste of my hometown, I had to bear the pain to buy one and find out exactly how it tastes. Next, I'll give you a brief unboxing of this luxurious ham mooncake. I microwaved it for 30 seconds after taking it out of the fridge, and I was extremely disappointed when I cut it open because I could barely see the ham. I took a bite and it tasted exactly like a 5-kernel mooncake with almost no taste of ham. It's like your mom promised you 3 hours of video games after you finish your homework, wash the dishes, and clean up your room. When you are all done and ready to play the game, you find that you can only play Windows Minesweeper. It's so annoying. Now I will explain why it's best not to buy 5-kernel mooncakes as gifts. 5-kernel mooncakes suddenly lost their reputation in the Chinese social media a few years ago and became the most despised mooncakes. I think the reason is probably that many people have eaten low-quality 5-kernel mooncakes, which made them prejudiced against this type of mooncakes. 5-kernel mooncakes can be made with many kinds of fillings, which may include walnuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds, olive kernel, pine nuts, sesame seeds, candied winter melon, peanuts, etc. It is usually very difficult to keep these fillings 100% well preserved and mold-free. Once there is a certain amount of moldy ingredients mixed into the fillings, the taste won't be good. Since you can't check the taste of the 5-kernel mooncakes when you send them as gifts, then simply don't take the risk. It doesn't matter if you eat them yourself. I personally don't hate 5-kernel mooncakes. On the night of the Mid-Autumn Festival, if the weather is good, it would be very pleasant to eat mooncakes, drink osmanthus wine, and admire the bright full moon outdoors. If you have a celestial telescope, it would make the night even better if you use it to observe the craters on the moon. After talking about mooncakes, let's take a look at what else we can do to celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival. One of my personal favorites is the Mid-Autumn Festival lantern. There are many styles you can choose from, and they look gorgeous if you decorate the outdoors with the lanterns at night. Kids would love them a lot. If you want to know where to buy them, it's quite simple. Just go to Amazon.com or AliExpress and search Mid-Autumn Festival Lantern. You will find plenty of sellers. Another activity that I like is lantern riddle guessing. The traditional lantern riddles are written on the Mid-Autumn Festival lanterns. Once the lanterns are lit, people can see the riddles and will compete to solve them. Therefore, I have reason to suspect that the riddlers in Batman is actually a Chinese. Nowadays, you don't have to be so elaborate to guess lantern riddles. It would still be a fun activity if you have a host at the party to ask people questions and let them guess together. And whoever guesses the riddle will receive a little reward.
You use your hand to whack me off. The bigger I am, the louder I make you scream. What am I?
If you live in an area with a Chinatown, it would be a good idea to ask in advance what's their celebration schedule. If there are activities such as the Fire Dragon Dance, you may want to join the celebration to experience the atmosphere. Overall, the Mid-Autumn Festival is a heartwarming festival. No matter how you celebrate it, the most important thing is to spend the time with your family and friends on the beautiful night with the bright full moon. Well, that's it for today's video. If you like my videos, please like, subscribe, and share them. If you have any thoughts and suggestions, please leave your comments below. See you next time.